matter of looking at the cost element and as well as being yourself into business. So we will have to look at the ways and means on how to handle and how to cost, and that is where, as a hotel, we will sit down and do costing for us to come up with the proper pricing for that.
And what will be your major challenge, or what will be your major target? Will you be intending to work with locals in supply chain and also in recruiting more staff if need arises?
I must say thank you for that question. Pride In, we are a locally based company, and we actually deal, most of our suppliers are locally based. They are really hit hard because we are close, because they rely on us buying from them things. So we are thinking that when we open, we will get back to business with them. However, we also look at the tourism sector. We will concentrate mostly on local business because international will take time for them to start coming. So we look forward for the best, and let's hope for the best. Though we are seeing people like Germany, they have started opening slowly. We don't know whether they will open also to come out to go and relax, but we hope for the best.
Kabasa, that is Dr. Ramtala, the Regional General Manager for the Pride In Hotels. And it is for the country at large to see how events unfold, even as the Tourism Ministry is key in ensuring that the sector comes back to life and also put in place the tough measures that have been put by the Ministry of Health in combating the spread of COVID-19. Kabasa.
Thank you very much, Irene Wichuma Odem, reporting live from Westlands here in Nairobi. Channel 1 Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but don't go anywhere. We still have plenty more lined up for you, and continue interacting with us on Facebook and on Twitter at KBC Channel 1. My Twitter handle is at Ed Kabasa. See you in a bit.
Virusi vya korona vinazidi kuenea haraka kote ulimwenguni, na kwa sasa hakuna dawa au chanjo ya kuzuia. Husambaa wakati vijitone kutoka kwa mtu aliyeambukizwa vinaporuka akiongea, kukohoa au kupiga chafya. Vijitone hivi hutua kwenye sehemu ambazo mikono hushika na huwezi kuviona, lakini hata kama huvioni haimaanishi kuwa hakuna, na unaweza kuambukizwa unapogusa uso wako, pua, mdomo au macho. Ili kusaidia kuzuia kuenea kwa virusi hivi, sote tunahitajika kufanya mambo matano. Moja, fuata hatua hizi: kuosha mikono yako mara kwa mara na sabuni na maji kwa angalau sekunde 40. 2, funika mdomo wako na kiwiko wakati wote unapokohoa au kupiga chafya. 3, usishike uso wako. 4, epuka sehemu zenye watu wengi. Weka umbali salama baina yako na wenzako. 5, kaa nyumbani ukiweza, hasa ikiwa una dalili zozote za ugonjwa. Kwa maelezo zaidi tembelea www.who.int.
That you settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts and loves, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts and loves, but sometimes it hurts.
Welcome back. Scientists at the World Health Organization say nearly 250 million people in Africa could catch coronavirus in a year. The study published in BMJ Global Health says between 150,000 and 190,000 Africans could die from COVID-19. More than 4.4 million cases of COVID-19 have been recorded worldwide, including at least 302,000 deaths.
According to scientists at the World Health Organization, 5.5 million people in Africa would need hospital treatment for COVID-19, overwhelming services already struggling to treat malaria, tuberculosis and HIV. Coronavirus has been relatively slow to spread in Africa, but has already taken hold in camps for displaced people in South Sudan. In Namibia, ministers and government officials have been banned by the president from buying a new car for 5 years so that the money can be spent on dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. And the International Rescue Committee, IRC, has warned over Libya's ability to fight the COVID-19 pandemic after a number of recent attacks in hospitals. Tripoli's Central Hospital was hit on Thursday morning, while 14 civilians were wounded in similar attacks in residential areas of the city. The hospital is one of the city's largest and is key to the country's COVID-19 response. In Ethiopia, at least 10,000 undocumented migrants have returned to the country, many from the Middle East. They include 11 young men who survived a tragedy in March that claimed the lives of dozens in Mozambique while traveling to South Africa in a container. Elsewhere, people arriving in Slovenia from other European Union states will no longer be obliged to go into quarantine for at least 7 days, as was the case from early April, the government has announced. But a 14-day quarantine remains in place for people from non-EU states. Citizens will still have to follow basic rules to prevent a possible spread of infection, the government has said, without elaborating. People have been required to wear masks in public spaces, stand at least 1.5 meters apart, and disinfect hands upon entering public spaces. The country of 2 million people has so far reported 1,464 coronavirus cases and 103 deaths. In New South Wales, Australia's most popular state, is reopening restaurants, cafes and bars after a 2-month shutdown under the condition they limit customers to 10 at any one time. However, the government cautions people to remain vigilant and maintain social distancing. Elsewhere, the latest estimates from the Asian Development Bank states that the coronavirus pandemic could cost the global economy between $5.8 trillion and $8.8 trillion as measures to slow the spread of COVID-19 paralyze economic activity. The survey equates to 6.4% to 9.7% of the world's economic output and is more than double its prediction last month. At the same time, Mexico has recorded its worst day for new coronavirus cases since the outbreak began. The health ministry said on Thursday there had been more 2,400 new cases as well as 257 deaths. The total number of COVID-19 deaths in Mexico is now at nearly 4,500. Wuhan, the regional epicenter of China's coronavirus outbreak, has tested more than 3 million residents for the pathogen since April and will now focus its testing efforts on the rest of its 11 million population, according to state media. Purity Museo, Channel 1 News.
Fears of a cholera outbreak have hit residents of Kihoto in Naivasha after over 50% of the latrines in the estate that borders Lake Naivasha was submerged in water. Nakuru County Chief Officer in charge of Disaster Management, Ann Jenga, says the affected families had been directed to move out of the estate as the water levels continue to rise.
As the country continues to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic, at least 2,000 families in Kihoto village in Naivasha are afraid of a cholera outbreak after latrines and wells in their estates were flooded.
Sahizi hali ambao tungehofia sana katika maeneo yetu ya Kihoto ni kwa sababu najua kwamba sasa choo ziko juu. We are working very closely na public health officers to make sure kwamba watu wetu hawatapatwa na ile janga la cholera.
Over the last 1 month, water levels in Lake Naivasha have risen sharply, flooding homes and farms, leading to massive losses.
And we are grateful to the people of Naivasha for adhering to what we've asked them to do, because moving to higher grounds must have been very expensive. However, they have taken it and have put it in their stride to ensure that they get to move to safer areas.
Nakuru County Chief Officer in charge of Disaster Management, Ann Njenga, says they are assessing the situation to establish extent of damage. Nakuru County government has moved in to donate food and personal effects to 1,700 families that have already been displaced. Njenga noted that other parts of the county, mainly residential estates bordering Lake Nakuru, had also been affected by floods, with 3 people, including a minor, losing their lives.
The governor advised everybody who has been affected by the floods to move out because the water level is very high, abnormally high, and we expect it to be even higher.
Most of our people are encouraged to stay home, but it becomes very difficult to stay at home where you have water coming into our homes. So it's difficult to stay safe at home because we have to go out there and ensure that we are safe.
Nakuru County government maintains that the county has invested heavily in relocating those whose houses have been destroyed to reduce any likelihood of waterborne disease outbreak. Ben Chumba, reporting for Channel 1 News.
Police in Isiolo have arrested a chief for allegedly being involved in cattle rustling in the area. Isiolo County Commissioner Herman Shambi said the suspect shielded the criminals by refusing to provide information on stolen animals and the rustlers.
Isiolo County Commissioner Herman Shambi has vowed to leave no stone unturned in ending cattle rustling in the area. This is after a chief was arrested for allegedly covering up a gang behind cattle rustling in the region.
Anajua waizi wako wapi, anajua mahali ng'ombe imeingia, sasa anajaribu kuhepa hivi, anajifanya hajui, na tunajua kila kitu, anajua kuna intelligence report ambayo tuko nayo.
Shambi said it is about time that everyone carries his own cross in ending the vice for peace to be restored in Isiolo County.
Atuwizi ng'ombe naibiwa huko, tunakuja kuambia jamii mchange ng'ombe mrudishe. Wewe mwingine hata hana makosa, mjane anategemea hiyo mbuzi anachanga yake ende kulipia watu na wako hapa wakora. Kwani wao ni kina nani?
According to Shambi, a dairy cow and 5 goats recently stolen from a farmer at Kambiaju in Isiolo were recovered, and another 18 out of 23 cows stolen from a farmer in Meru County have also been recovered.
Isi wakati wa watu kucheza watu kufikiria ati kwa hivyo ikikuwa watu waonekane askari hawako usiku, tuko chonjo. Na nataka kuhakikishia watu kwamba tuko chonjo sana.
Irene Mchuma Odim, Channel 1.
Let's take a look at some politics now. Tana River County Senator Juma Wario has criticized the recent changes in Jubilee leadership in the Senate that led to the removal of Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen as the leader of the majority party. The lawmaker says the acrimonious change of guard now threatens to divide the ruling party. Senator Juma Wario has maintained that he never attended Monday's Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting that endorsed the appointment of Kandu Samuel Pugisho as leader of the majority party in the Senate.
Mimi hasa kama senator wa Tana River, mimi siungi mkono hiyo hata kidogo.
On Monday, Senator Murkomen alleged that his Tana River counterpart was among 4 senators who were being marshaled by State House to show up a quorum for his removal and Susan Kihika as majority whip.
And in fact, because they didn't get the right numbers, there's a chopper currently stationed in Kilifi looking for a senator in Kilifi. There's a chopper currently stationed in Hola looking for a senator from Tana River. There is a chopper that is stationed in Marsabit looking for a senator in Marsabit. And there's another chopper that is stationed in Samburu looking for the senator of Samburu.
Niko na heshima mingi sana na rais wa nchi hii Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, na alikuwa chaguo langu, na bado mimi niko na Uhuru Kenyatta. Lakini vile ambavyo mambo yalivyoenda, kwa hakika mimi sitaunga mkono leo wala kesho kutwa.
But the removal of the 2 senators has however been welcomed by a section of Jubilee leaders who argue that it was becoming hard for the party to drive its agenda in parliament due to conflict of interest. Let's take a look at some business news. The world is deploying the high use of technology in a bid to control and stop the spread of the deadly coronavirus, from using sophisticated contact tracing algorithms, I beg your pardon, to the use of thermal imaging camera to identify people with high temperature levels. Nothing is being left to chance. Kenya, with 758 COVID-19 cases, is also tapping the use of thermal imaging cameras to surveil people's body temperatures as a tactic to mitigate the spread of the coronavirus.
In the year 2014, the government tapped the use of surveillance cameras to arrest the spiraling cases of crime, as well as control traffic flow in major towns in the country. According to the Kenya Police Service, this solution helped to achieve a 47% drop in crime in Nairobi in its first year from 2014 to 2015. The success in the use of CCTV cameras in the security sector has led other sectors like health to tap the technology to deal with emerging pandemics.
This solution is able to pick the temperature, capture the facial appearance of the person, and give you the temperature of the person. And this one is able, it's number one, it's safe, it's secure, and number two, it is able to keep distance. Number three, it saves costs because
Chinese technology giant Hikvision is the pioneer in using temperature detecting cameras to deal with coronavirus, where it deployed the technology widely in China early this year as the country grappled with the pandemic. According to Peter Ngari, technical director at Secure Digital Limited, thermal cameras can pick out sick people in a crowd by finding those who have elevated temperatures using both thermal and optic technology.
The IP network solution, it can be able to pick 30 people at the same time. 30 people at the same time, and you can be able to see each and every person's temperature. But because of social distancing, you are able to pass without stopping as it captures your facial appearance, and you can be able to get the temperature.
Fever is a symptom of COVID-19, the disease caused by the coronavirus. So far, the technology is being pioneered at Nairobi West Hospital, where Medical Director Andrew Kanyi says it has reduced contact between personnel and visitors.
We have actually fully automated the process of temperature recording. You have noticed as you exit from the tunnel, as you go through the tunnel, you are sanitized. As you exit the tunnel, there is a camera that captures your temperature, and it only takes less than 5 seconds. Sometimes you even don't notice that your temperature has been recorded.
Apart from the hospitals, the system has proven to be efficient in areas with large populations like factories, markets and streets, among other areas, according to Dilano Kilu, who works with the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya.
Over 700,000 private security guards that are frontline workers at the forefront of this pandemic. Wherever you go across the country today, in any county, you will find a private security guard there. In fact, in many institutions today, these are the people who are taking your temperature and insisting that you sanitize. So we are stakeholders, and as essential service providers, it is our responsibility to make sure that the institutions, the residences, and the properties that we protect are also safe from this pandemic.
But how effective is the technology, and are there chances of cyber criminals infiltrating the system?
Extremely efficient. In fact, we have noticed that we are able to pick almost 99% of those people with fever. It hardly ever misses. We do know, with all due respect, that the handheld thermometer may malfunction, but the computer-controlled temperature recording instrument is highly efficient.
It takes 1 second for a thermal camera to detect temperature of each person, reducing congestion and the risk of infection from physical contacts. Apart from Kenya, Ngari says the technology has been widely used in the United States, South Africa and Europe in a bid to arrest the spread of the coronavirus, with positive results.
Let's take a look at sports news. The German Bundesliga returns this weekend as it becomes the first major European soccer league to return amid the coronavirus pandemic. The country has 174,098 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 7,861 deaths, according to the latest figures. But Germany's Football Association has worked closely with the league organizers and hope strict safety protocols will protect those involved when matches are played. Only 98 people, including players, coaches and referees, will be allowed around the pitch itself, with a further 115 in the stands and 109 more outside of that. All 9 games spread over Saturday, Sunday and Monday will be played behind closed doors. This weekend's matches include the derby between Dortmund and Schalke on Saturday and Union Berlin at home to leaders Bayern Munich on Sunday. And that's where we put a cap on Channel 1 Lunchtime News on this 15th day of May 2020. You can stay up to date with the breaking news on Twitter at KBC Channel 1. On behalf of the team here, including my sign language interpreter, Lensa Odingo, thank you very much and have yourself a very wonderful afternoon. My name is Edward Kabasa.